Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today's kind of a fun one. We're going to be going over results from purchasing a product research idea from a Jungle Scout market seller. All right, so let's get right into it. Let's just start from the beginning. So I was stumbling around Jungle Scout, okay? And I think I went to go to keywords and then Keyword Scout, and then I just saw the market, and I know what it is, but I rarely go in there. So I clicked on the market. And now for you guys, I'll have a link right in the description under my normal Jungle Scout link that will say Jungle Scout Market, and then I get a small percentage if you get any of these packages. Not that one. We're gonna be going over what happened when I bought one. I wanted to try it out, but as usual, to support the free content, if you're gonna try it out anyway, you can get it through my link. So let's go over what happened. I think I just clicked on this, and what happened was there was just someone on here. So I know what it was called, but it popped up on the first page. So I originally didn't even have a reason to come here, but now we're gonna go over kind of some cool things you can do. So those of you guys who are suffering product research, I guess you could search product research, and they have this bar down here you could drag over, set it so it's not crazy high, like $20 to $39. Refresh it. Okay, so this is the package that I saw on the main page by AMZ Prime, product research for Amazon private label, $30, and it'll give you a product idea. Some other ones here, $35, and if you up the price a little bit, there's a lot more. So let's go over what happened, right? So I clicked in here, and I guess this is the guy. I don't know, maybe. So anyway, I ended up going ahead and going, you know what, that would be kind of fun to make a video about. And here we are. So I ordered it. This is 4 days ago. It takes 2 to 3 days to get the idea from the seller. This morning I woke up and the message was there. He had sent me the product idea. Moment you've all been waiting for. Let's see what the idea is. Cool. So here's the file. And we'll open this up. So, solder seal wire connector. It gives you a little Jungle Scout graph. Why don't we make this a little bit bigger so that y'all can actually see it. Cool. Solder seal wire connector. Average revenue $11,000. Okay. I guess if you were literally to average that, that might be true. Number of page listing, 9. Very low and able to rank to first page easily. Not spelled correctly. Competition, very low. Demand, high. Just 60 reviews. You can easily make a good profit out of it. All right, man. We'll check it out. I'm not going to take your words for it and just go sell it. But let's use what we know and go analyze the market. Solder seal wire connector. First thing we're gonna do is, I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound too natural to me. So let's, we'll go to the web app and we'll use Keyword Scout and put it in here. You can see I already did that. I was checking this out. Solder seal wire connectors. So that only has 1,900 searches. The actual broad search term would be electrical connector. And then I think heat shrink butt connectors has almost 1,000 searches more. And then there's also heat shrink connectors. So all of them, these collectively all bring you to similar markets. So it's not bad. I guess that's a decent word to use. So we could use that. And let's head over to Amazon and put that in. Okay. So this is the product. I'm actually well aware of this market. Been looking into this market actually. So I don't think it's a horrible idea, but some slight flaws. Okay, so he said there was 9 listings. 9 listings. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, we just hit 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's the same. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so double what he said so far. And then looks like page 2 is all the same. Yes, sir. Page 3. So I don't think this is super low competition. I think this is pretty high competition. I've already looked at well over 60 plus results. There's probably another, now we're close to 80 different listings. Page 5, still the same exact stuff. Well over 100 listings from different competitors now. Let's just try and see how far we can get. Because I mean, if the revenue's there, don't be afraid of competition, but let's see. So this is one idea I had. Kind of bundle it with the heat shrink tubing. Similar item for a similar purpose. But as far as the number of listings, this is ton of listings. It's not awful. So why don't we do this? Let's see what people are frequently buying together. Because it does look like, to be honest, we opened up Jungle Scout ourselves. It looks like people are, there's definitely revenue. Okay, so there is someone with 743 reviews. Their listing's not great. It's okay. There's someone literally right here with 67 competing with the person that has 743. So there's also someone with 15 doing great numbers. Their listing is really weird. That looks like it's not even the real products. Those look like Photoshop generated or something, rendered. These, again, 39 reviews. So there's a ton of people with really low reviews crushing it, which is good. That kind of paves the way for us. That's a good way to know. This person went out of their way and provided the heat gun with it. So people were saying in the reviews, I've already looked into this a little bit, if you burn those with a lighter, like I don't know if you've ever used heat shrink tubing, but you could burn it with a lighter and it melts over the wiring. But if you do that, the wire melts faster than the solder, and the solder doesn't connect the wires. So the whole point of these, I guess, is to heat it with the little heat gun right there, and then it melts the metal solder on the inside. Essentially, like for those of you who don't know about electrical wiring and stuff, it like kind of welds the wires together because it's a very meltable metal on the inside. It'll melt with the heat of the gun, connects the wires, and then once the heat goes away, it hardens back into solid hard metal again, keeping them together. And then the tubing actually compresses around the wires as well. So it's a really good way to connect wires instead of just like electrical tape. It's it's waterproof, a lot tougher. They're not going to just pull apart easily. So it's a good product. But what we need to do is figure out how to make better. Obviously, if you're a new seller, do not enter a market just selling the same thing. So don't come in with this listing, or don't come in with just the 110 piece kit. People are already doing that. There's no reason for someone to see someone with 40 reviews or 67 reviews with the kit and then buy yours instead, unless yours was cheaper. And then that's not a game you really want to play. Do something like what this guy did. I mean, he's not crushing it, but he only has 16 reviews. He's doing really well. This person's doing, okay, that's the same thing. Person with 15 reviews is doing good, probably because they have a really low price. Everyone else seems to be, $20, $35, $21. I guess there's some low ones, smaller kits. Yeah, it's only 100 pieces. Okay, so anyway, there's definitely a lot of listings. Now, what we could do is, so many people make this mistake of spending too much time on page 1. What you could do is actually come to page 2. Let's pull up Jungle Scout on page 2, because you're more likely to land on page 2 through 10 than page 1. Page 1 is where all the sales are. It's always going to look good there. So go study the failures as well. See what went wrong. Yeah, I mean, there's some, like, look at this. Just 7 reviews, $7,000 a month. It's the same listing but sponsored. I mean, like, let's go check it out. Frequently bought together. Really? People spend $109 on all those? How long have they been selling? About 6 months. Okay. Haven't been selling great the whole time. They do have good pictures, like that one. They have a video too, so it's a brand. Okay. So let's go back to page 1. So page 2 is doing pretty good. We could even go all the way through and do all the other pages with Jungle Scout and see how everyone's doing. But for the most part, everyone is doing well. So, I mean, there's definitely money to be made. Plenty of people have made money in this market. So what I always like to do is we'll go to the guy with a ton of sales. So big sales history, right? Probably selling for a couple of years. And what's frequently bought together? Okay, so frequently bought together is the heat gun and the heat shrink tubing. Makes sense. I feel like the heat gun would be a bit of a liability. I don't know if I would want to sell a heat gun necessarily, but something worth looking into. I bet you a lot of people have that mindset. So putting a barrier to entry there isn't necessarily a bad thing. If you're willing to put in a little bit more work and sell something most people would think is a little risky to sell, you would probably capitalize on a good amount of sales in low competition. So, I mean, we could go to Alibaba and try and do this. I'm probably not going to do this, but it was a fun video nonetheless. Looking at what someone else thought was a good product. I think it's okay. There's definitely room for improvement. A lot of people are selling the same thing. So if you did want to come in with that, very interesting. And like I said, you could go use Jungle Scout Market below. There'll be a link for it. And also what's very cool about this is it's kind of like Fiverr for Amazon sellers. That's the coolest part. So look, logo design, $20 for a premium logo design, 3 variations. We could also do this, ready? So we could do like pictures. Even like photography is just a category right here. So we just click on that. We don't even need that filter if we go to photography. Product photography. So for those of you out there looking for photography for your first picture, check it out. $200, custom package, $200 off, lifestyle photos. I mean, that's a good picture right there, if that's some of her work. Those are really good. Doesn't have any reviews. Maybe go with someone that has some reviews. But yeah, Jungle Scout Market is cool. I've never even made a video about it. I don't know how. But it's essentially Fiverr. If you don't know what Fiverr is, it's freelance people. You could pay to do work for you, but it's just for Amazon sellers. So really cool. Hope you guys like this video. If you're new here, I'd love to have you. Please subscribe down below. Make sure you hit the like button or dislike button if you didn't like the video. They're essentially the same thing. Just a little bit of insight for me. And then also, guys, if you want to learn step by step how to sell on Amazon, I have a pay what you can afford course below. So it's literally a $500 course, and just cross that price out. There's a box, type in whatever you can afford, and you could take it. If you can only afford $50, that's all you got to put towards a course. Doesn't mean you shouldn't get a course. So I made that course for you guys. You can take it down below. I was trying to just wait until the end to say that, so you don't think I'm just like plugging my stuff right up front. I hate watching YouTube videos like that anyway. So guys, if you enjoyed the video, I'd love to have some feedback in the comments, liking it. Other than that, I'm going to take off for today, guys. I got some more work to do, so I'll see you tomorrow.